I cut it? Did you really? I have no idea. Did you? Are we still going?
Are we going? Okay, I'm serious. Okay. I'm tempted to cut it out. Hey everybody, we are doing interviews for post Mario Party 2. I am sitting here with Josh, Mario the man. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
I feel bad now because I interviewed JD and I didn't mention him being Peach, so yeah. Anyway,
it'll come up later.
It'll come up later. Anyway, you were by far the most skilled at Mario Party 2. You, on most occasions, were leading by the first half by 2 or 3 stars, and yet JD is our winner. What the hell happened, man?
Well, I think part of it is actually also my consistency. I would have like an awesome start. I'd be like, yeah, I got some stars off the gate. This is gonna be great, and then I win like all the mini games except for
every mini game
except for a select few. But as soon as I gain all those stars, I become public enemy #1. Well,
and I think
that's part of it.
I think that you were in general because barring the first, barring Pirate Land, where I just kind of got lucky.
Yeah,
barring that,
yeah,
because I don't think there was really any star stolen in Pirate Land. I'm not 100% sure on that, but barring that, you really were public enemy #1. Like I consider you the biggest threat. You won every mini game. You won all the mini games. You always had a consistently high coin value. I believe that the star, like you say that star steals were kind of your downfall, right?
It definitely played a part into it for sure.
I think that's because you were that talented that people say, okay, he's gonna win the next 4 boards if we don't. Like you're kind of like the kid that parents have to watch over. Check his pockets. Does he have anything? Like just make sure. Now, so I think that was a part of it. Do you think too? Or?
Yeah, I absolutely do. And you know what? Shit luck also plays a part into it too. Like I'll be that close to a star and then some asshole, Austin, comes along and just takes it from me, right?
Oh yeah.
And then
It's happened.
And then it is like across the map, and then I spend like 8 turns trying to get there, and then someone else uses like a magic lamp and gets there and takes it right from me.
There wasn't that very many magic lamps in this one though.
No,
not as many as I expected, certainly.
No, definitely. And a couple things as well is I also wasn't very strategic in the way I played. Is like skeleton keys. I was like, you know what, it's a waste of an item. I was like, why on earth am I going to spend all this money on a key? But then, it can help you absolutely. And
it's a good item to have, but not all the time.
Well,
Golden Mushroom is the best item in the game. You could get a roll of 20. That's great, and that's what you always went for. But the thing about skeleton keys is, they always have a strategic value. Horrorland, you got the Big Boo. Pirate Land, you got to go around the first island. There's always a strategic part, and is that what you're saying is is the strategic part of the game your weakness?
I would say so. I'm not a very strategic player when it comes to Mario Party. I try to, but it never ends up turning out for me. If I have a plan set in stone, odds are it's gonna go off.
But you got the most stars out of anyone. The most coins. I don't know about bank and all that other shit. Didn't really pay attention to that. But you did a lot right. So it wasn't just. It was just getting that second win, wasn't it?
Yeah. You know what? That was a huge issue, and especially since I was like public enemy.
Yeah. And if it hadn't been for Horrorland where I said JD go up, you would have gotten that second one. You would have won.
I would have. If it wasn't for a lot of things, I could have taken this whole thing. It came down to either like a star steal, a lucky roll, or
dude, I feel the exact same way. I lost because I helped people. I helped and I harmed. It just didn't work out for me either.
Because you're such a nice guy, Austin.
I know. Anyway, what are your overall thoughts on the project? I know we had some technical issues. Would you like to address those, and then overall the quality?
All right. Well, in case you, the viewers, did not pick up on it, which
you didn't.
I'm sure you probably did, but in case I was just that awesome and I fooled all y'all, is we had a bit of an echo, is where not only did we have our game volume, we also had our TV volume up that, you know, our mic is just like, I'm going to pick this up too, and so we had two game volumes at the same time, but because there's a slight
delay,
in between the, you know, then it gets offset, and so then in the editing process I tried to match it up, and for the most part it was, but until I rendered it, it got offset again because of the rendering thing, and then I was like, well, there isn't really anything else I could have done, so, you know.
And, you know, for the technical people, I'm sure we could have went to Sweden and figured it out, but it had to be out by Monday, so.
Sven.
Yeah, like, I think, so, what do you think of, barring the technical issues, the overall quality, what did you think of the videos themselves? You
know, I think for our first overall Let's Play, I think it was great. You know, it turned out a lot better than it could have, for sure. I mean, considering it was our first attempt at it, right? Yeah, you know. So, you know, I think we only have one way to go from here, and that's up. Especially since, you know, I mean,
since we're airborne.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. It's all in the name.
Like, you know, there's probably like people who are just saying the computer's like,
hey, why don't you put some more anti-aliasing? Oh, actually, that has to do with video. Sorry, never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about either. All right.
Okay. We're good. you just speak. So did you?
011011101. Translate that. So, I don't know what I just said. So for those who speak binary,
what's your overall strategy? Just, oh hey, there's a star. Zoom. Was that your strategy, or
you know,
did you have something deeper?
You know, I wish I had something deeper, but there is
Mitch, deeper. Stop it.
I'm gonna have a seizure, Mitch. No, but that was essentially, you know, my strategy was, you know, hey, a star, let's go get it, and then
I guess that's a good strategy to have a Mario Party. I mean, you had the most stars. Had to
your
work.
Objective is to get stars. I mean, you know, you go for the star, but you know, there are some times where I could have stayed back a bit and just admitted, you know what, I'm not getting this star, but you know what, I refused because, you know what, I took my chances. You know what, I was like, what if someone gets a warp block and they teleport, or some shit happens to them, or, you know, so that was kind of the way I went at it, which, you know, it isn't the best way necessarily, especially since it's a very simplistic strategy that can easily go downhill at any time, but that was what I went with.
Yeah. Now, you say that those were your faults, but admittedly, you did very good on your strategy. Mm-hmm. What was your greatest move? What was the moment that you thought, like, there's no way this could go wrong? What was the best moment of Mario Party for you in terms of what you were trying to get accomplished?
I would say, probably in Spaceland, definitely. It is, you know, as soon as I had a firm enough star lead, I was kind of like, you know what, I think I've got this in the bag, and I figured if I can keep these guys, like, you know, just away from the stars, and as long as I kept on, you know, winning all the mini games, then
I just kept on doing what you're doing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Keep doing what I'm doing, but as long as someone didn't steal a star or play any sort of tomfoolery or you know, any of that kind of stuff, then I knew I pretty much had it.
Well, I think part of that was that I got a star stolen from me randomly. Now, I think that I don't know this 100% because I didn't tabulate the results. Maybe you'd be better. But if Mitch had stolen that star from you in Spaceland, what would have happened?
If he stolen it from me in Spaceland, I think it would have been a star tie with me and Who was second in Space
Oh, it
Mountain?
might have been me. I don't remember. But
I think it was Austin or JD, but
actually, it might have
I
been me.
think it would have been a star tie